All right, so we are going to create another subfolder for class two, and please, there's something I want you to take note here. Notice that the focus is still on class one. The focus is still on class one. So if we are to click open folder here, that means it's going to be a subfolder of class one. Let's try it first. Now you can see that it's going to be a subfolder of class one, and that's not what we want. That's not what we want. So what we are going to do is whenever you see this focus on a subfolder and you want to create another folder that is a sibling or that is adjacent to this one, what I'm going to do is you come to the parent folder, you click on it, click on the parent folder, this parent folder here, you click on the parent folder, or maybe you click on this environment here, click on it, then you can come here to create another folder that is adjacent to this class one. So we're going to call it class two. I'm going to call it class two. I'm going to call it class two, or let's do it like this. Let's do it like this: week one, week week one, class two. And this is better. And this one too, let's rename it to week one at one. But I think this is better. So we are going to create our index.html file. Index.html file. So of course, let us generate our boilerplate. So of course, I told you how to generate boilerplate, so it's not something that should be difficult for you guys again. So this is how to generate boilerplate, and I can change the title to week week one class two, week one class two, class two. Save it. So here we go. And also, there is an extension I actually want you to download. The extension is called Prettier. Wait, I hope you people are hearing me. I hope you can hear me, Mr. Austin. Can you hear me very well, like vividly? Can you hear me very well? Hello, Mr. Austin. Can you hear me very well? Can you hear me? Okay. All right. No problem. Okay. So there's an extension I want to show you. I want to show you guys that you can download. I introduced some extension to you guys yesterday. I I hope you guys downloaded that. So here's the extension. The extension number one is I want you by now to have downloaded Live Server as an extension in your VS Code. Live Server as an extension. Then um, this this indented part here, you can see the format. This kind of this is an extension that is called Indent Rainbow. You can install that too. Now, if you want to have this kind of icons on your VS Code, if you want to have this kind of icons on your VS Code, then you can come here. You can download Material Icon Theme. Download Material Icon Theme. Then, if you want to have this kind of theme, this kind of color, this kind of theme, you can download Monokia Pro. Once you download it, then they are all inside of this extension. Just search it out, then download it, and make sure you are connected to the internet. And the most important also is this prettier code. This prettier code is a formatter, it's a code formatter. It is used to format our codes. It is used to format our code. So I want you to download it. So once you are done downloading it, then you can come to this setting and you can come to the settings and do some settings. So let's search for format. Search for format. So now default formatter. Now having downloaded the prettier, you can come to this search section here. For type search for format. You will see this default formatter. Then come here and make it prettier because normally the default formatter for yours will be none. So you can make it what? Make it prettier. Make it prettier and come here and say format on save. Click on it. Format on save. You click on it. Format on save. You click on it. So it will format our code. To format our code. And aside from that, if you have downloaded the Monokai Pro, if you have downloaded the Monokai Pro, you can come to Teams. You will see color themes. You can see Monokai Pro. So for you, it might be dark Visual Studio. That's the standard. That's the default. So once you have downloaded Monokai Pro, you can do it like this. It does. You don't have to follow my own process. But if you like how my code looks like, then you can go ahead. So if you like how my code looks like, then you can download Monokai Pro. Then also for file icon themes, you just come here, material icon themes, the one we download, the one I showed you to download. Once you download it, you can make it your default file icon theme. So I think that is that. So that you can have the same interface like mine. You can have the same interface like mine. uh You know, it's good to always be like your teacher or your instructor. All right, let's proceed. So in today's class, or is it necessary for us to go over the topic or the things that we treated yesterday? Well, time will not permit me. If not, I will have asked you people a lot of questions concerning yesterday's concerning yesterday's class, but because time is not on our side, we'll have to move on to the next agenda. So probably before the end of this week, I should arrange a test where we all do an online test. So I'm looking forward to doing that actually. Looking forward to doing that. So to test our knowledge on what we have learned so far. All right. So without any further ado, let us proceed into today's class. All right. So now we did a lot of things yesterday. So let us continue from where we stopped. So we stopped at HTML image, and I said HTML image tag is used to display images on the web page, and there are two most required attributes in img tag, that's image tag, which are the source attribute and the alternative text attribute, that's the alt attribute. These two attributes are very important. So please take note of that. And let us look at link. You know, I said that we're going to look at link today. So we are going to look at link, look at table, then we'll look at forms. After forms, if we have time, we'll look at div and span. Then afterwards, we can look at other HTML elements and all that. So let's first of all look at link. What exactly is link? In fact, link is one of the most important HTML elements in web page, in a website. Link is one of the most important HTML element. So what is link actually? Links are the defining features of a web. Links, they are the defining features of a web because they allow you to move from one web page to another, enabling the very idea of browsing or what surfing. So the very idea of browsing, like I'm browsing or surfing, It is because of what? Links. So links actually help you to navigate from one web page to another web page. It helps you to move around. That's the essence of link. It helps you to move around. What is website without link? Website is actually a combination of web pages. So it helps you to move around from one web page to another web page. It even helps you to move from your own website to another person's website. So that's just the movement. This link, the link actually is what enables the very idea of browsing and what surfing. Please, it's very, very, very important. Link is one of the most important features of web. It's one of the most important features of web. So let us look at the common links or the common types of link that we come across every day when we visit a website. The common types of link that we come across every time we visit a website. And number one is links from one website to another website. Links from one website to another website. That's one. Two, links from one page to another on the same website. Links from one page to another on the same website. While links from one part of the web page to another part of the same page. And number four is links that opens in a new browser window. Can you see four common types of links that we come across every day when we are surfing the internet or when we are browsing or visiting a website? We either come across links from one website to another website, links that links us from our website to another website, or link that links us from one web page to another web page in the same website. While links that links us from one part of a web page to another part of the same web page, or links that opens in a new browser window. So these things are very, very important. So you can see that, like I said earlier, that website is a combination of web pages. When I'm talking about web pages, we have like a home web page, about web page, services web page, testimonial web page, contact web page, what again? Um, uh, FAQ, that's frequently asked question web page, all kinds of web page. All these things, there are a lot of web page. So there are web pages coming together to form what website, and that is what enables the idea of browsing or surfing. So you can move from one web page to another web page to another web page. So it depends on even how the website is even engaging. The website can be so engaging that you'll be lost in it for hours. You'll be lost in it for hours. Why? Because you are moving from one place to another place, from one place to another place, from one place to another place. Maybe you are reading a blog now, for example, and you are saying, okay, for in that blog, the content of that blog, for maybe the blogger now introduce a particular topic that for you to be able to gain more interest on it, click on the link. It will take you to the content of that. So that's how it is. Link, moving you from one place to another place. Okay, all right, so let's proceed. So links are created using the anchor tag. You can see this where I am. Links are created using the anchor element. Links are created using the anchor element. So users can click on anything between the opening anchor tag and the closing anchor tag. You specify which page you want to link to using the href. So let us look at that in practicality. Please take note of this part here. It said links are created using what? The anchor tag element. So users can click on anything between what? The opening tag and the closing tag of the anchor. The opening and the closing tag of the anchor tag. Then you specify which page you want to link to using what? The href attribute. So let us look at a practical example of that. Now, for links, can call me. I can say, okay, I want can say p tag. For example, now I can say to learn more about this topic. Learn more about this topic. visit my website. To learn more about this topic, visit my website. Maybe like this part now. This is a paragraph, and inside the paragraph, I want to embed an anchor tag. That's the link tag. So I say to learn more about this topic, visit my website. So that visit my website is going to be what users is going to click on. So I'm going to do something. I'm going to say, okay, an anchor tag. So then I'll now put visit my no. I'll put do visit my website. Do visit my website. I think that's all. Visit my website. So now if I view this on my browser, so I right click, I come to open live server. So let's see. All right. So can you see open with? So look at what we have here now. Can you see? To learn more about this topic, visit my website. Look at how the website looks like. Can you see? Visit my website. Look at it here. So this one is showing that it is a link. So this link has not been visited yet. That is why it's having this color. It has not been visited. It means that it has not been clicked. It has not been visited yet. So it has this kind of color, this pop color. Let me zoom it out so that I can see it. Can you see it? It has this kind of color. It's purple color. It means that it has not been visited. And you can see that the styling of a link of a content that is a link, the styling is quite different from other styling. So notice that this visit my website is also a portion of this is also a portion of this paragraph. All of these they are paragraph, but this portion of the paragraph is a link. So we have to put this content or this portion inside of an anchor tag. So that is why we are having this kind of color, blue and purple, which simply means that this link has not been visited, meaning it has not been clicked. And look at the text decoration. The text decoration is underlined. You can see that it's underlined. All right, so let's proceed. Now, like I said, that this href, what this href simply means is this. So this href, what does it mean? It means that the href attribute is you specify which page you okay. The href attribute is used for it is used for you to specify the page you want to link to, the page you want to link to. So let's say, for example, if on this page now, let's say visit my website, you want that if the user click on visit my website, you want it to go, you want it to go to www.google.com or maybe another particular website or whatever kind of website. So that website that you want the user to go to, when they click on visit my website, you are going to provide it in the href attribute. You know, I told you about attributes, so I don't need to go over that again. So go and watch the former video and understand attributes. So I'm going to come here, I'm going to put www.google.com. So this is it here. So when the user clicks on visit my website, is going to go directly to what? www.google.com. It's going to go to google.com. So you can specify any website here. It doesn't have to be google.com. So I'm just using this as an example. So if I now click on this part now, can you see if I click on this part, can you see? Okay, cannot get, I'm coming, why can't you get it? Okay, let's see. Google, google.com. All right, let us copy all right, okay, copy the URL. I So I think I didn't copy the address properly, So let me paste this. I think this one will be better. So let's go straight to the point. So it's giving me error. I'm coming, so let me just open it with live server again. Alright, good. So now if I click on visit my website now, you can see that this part has not been visited. That is why we have this purple color. The moment I click on it, it will change. Can you see? It has taken us towards google.com, but I can go back. If I go back, this is what we have here. So can you see it? Okay, all right. Mr. John, can you mute your mic? Mute your mic. All right, let's proceed. So that's one. Links from one website to another. Links from one website to another. So now let us look at links from one web page to another on the same website. On the same website. So um, let's just say, hold on, please. All right. So now let me go over this again. Moving now, we are in the web page of we are in the link where we can move from one web page to another web page. So now look at something like this. Look at something like this. Let us start from the home page. Initially it was index.html that was here. So I had to rename it. So I just right click and come to this part here, rename. So I rename it to what? Home.html. And look at all the things that I have in my home. So now I also have other pages too. Aside from the home page, I have two more pages, which is about page and what services page. So now the about page and services page, they both have what different content. So now from my own page, I want to create a link that will take me to about page, and I also want to create a link that will take me to services page. And for me to be able to do that, I can only use what the anchor tag. So I haven't written the content for the home page. Now I want to create a link that will link me to other pages of my website. So I use what a anchor tag. So this anchor tag comes with what? So the anchor tag comes with the href attribute which shows us where you want to move to. So from here, I can say, okay, I want to move to about.html. So I'm going to write it inside of my href. Then in between, then in the middle of my opening tag and the closing tag, I will write about me where so that the reader can be able to see that, okay, once I click on about me, it's going to take me to the about page of this person. So the same thing towards services. And if you come to about me, after I've written content on about me, if the then I now created two links that will take you to services or link that will take you back home. So you can see also the same thing too for what services. After I've written the content for my services, then I had to what click on about. I had to move the person. I had to create a link to take you to about me or back home. And like I said, this is a line break. Initially, if I remove this line break, for example, or if I remove it now and I save and I come here and I click on services. Notice that the link and the images, they are on the same lane, they are on the same side. The reason is because they are all inline element. Anchor tag, that means link tag and image tag, they are all what inline element. I said that earlier on. They are all inline element. So they don't start on a new line. They are stacked side by side each other, and they only take up the width that is appropriate for their content. Now, for me to be able to push these two links down, to push it under this image without using CSS, there's a trick for that. I can use line break. So line break is an element in CSS that helps you to move an element to the next line. It helps you to move HTML element to the next line. So I'm just going to move it like so. Now that we have two line break, it means that it's going to move this anchor tag two times. It's going to move it two lines under this image. So if we save it now and let us see what we have. Like can you see it's under the image. So you can see the first line break and the second line break. So it's two lines. So two lines. So can you see very, very beautiful. So I can go back home, can come to about me, can come to my services, I can go back home. So you can see the way we are navigating from one place to another place, from one web page to another web page, all because of the help of what anchor tag. So it is very, very beautiful. Let's move on. So the next one is I want us before we look at this third one, I want us to look at this one here. Link that opens in a new browser. Links that open in a new browser window. Link that open in a new browser window. What does that mean? What does that mean? So now look at now if you notice if you let's go back to the okay this is the home page now for example. So this is the home page. Are you looking okay? This is the home page. There's no need for me to read the content anymore. But this is the home page. Now if I click on about me, you will notice that it is still on the same window, the same window. It's not opening a new window for it. It's not opening a new window for it. We are still on the same window. Then we have back home. Then we have about me, services and all that. Please hold on. So now I want to show you maybe let me create another. Let me create something like um, portfolio. Oh, okay, let me not create anything. Let's just still use the home about whatever. So now, like I was saying before, that notice how when we go back home, it did not the back home that we click on, it did not open on a new tab. That is what it means when it says links that open in a new browser window. But the one that we have been doing so far is not opening on a new browser window. It's still maintaining the current window. So if you click on my services, it's still on the current window. If you click on back home, still on the current what window. But let's do it in such a way that when we click on any link, the page of that link will be opened in another window instead of the current window. Then how can we do that? Let us look for one link. So let's say for about me now, I want the about me that if I click on about me, it's going to open in another window, in another tab. It's going to open in another tab. And how do we do that? It is very simple. It is also an attribute that we can use to achieve that. So after this href, after the href, still inside of the opening tag of the anchor, still inside of the opening anchor tag. So we'll come here. You know, I told you that an element can have more than one attribute. So all you just have to do is to separate it by space. So separate this attribute by what space. So I think I said that yesterday. So please don't forget everything that we are doing here is a building block of the word previous. So I'm going to create a space here. I'm still inside of my opening tag. I'm going to create a space and I'm going to write target. Then this target, I'm going to click on blank. So this target, that's the name of the attribute, then an equal sign, then the value of the attribute is what? Blank. So this blank is what? Underscore blank. This underscore blank, this particular attribute is what actually helps us to be able to view a web page in a new browser. So if I save this now for instance, and I come to home page. This is my home page and I click on about me. Notice that it's going to open on a new browser. Watch. Can you see? It has opened on a new browser. I can do the same thing too for what? My services. And come here, I can target, target blank too. So let's see what we have. Can you see? If I click on, I can cancel this now. If I click on about me, you can see it has opened on a new browser. If I come to home page again, if I click on services, you can see it has opened on a new browser. Can you see that? So it will keep opening on a new browser. So you can see that. So if I click on about me, it will open on a new browser. If I click on my services, it will open on a new what browser. It will open on a new browser. So most of the times the reason why we do this is because when you are visiting a web page, for example, and you still want to maintain the previous page, even though you have moved to another page. So that is when we use what this target blank, which will open a new website in another window browser, while you can still keep the previous one. So that's that. So I don't think I want it here. I want it here. I can just do it somewhere here actually. And do and just do something like let me do for the home page. Let me do let me do something like link. Show you something. Link that opens. Link that opens on a new window. Link that opens on a new window. E.g. Let us use a link. Just say let me use Jumia for instance. Let me copy this and paste it here. Paste it here. And I can say Jumia, Jumia website. Let me just do this on a new. Let me create a new file and call it link.html. I'm just going to copy this one. Just going to cut this, cut it, save it, and paste it here. And create my boilerplate. And I can paste it here. So let me just open this on the browser. If I open this now on a new browser, can you see what we have? Link that opens on a new browser. If I click on this now, you can still it's still not opening on a new browser. The reason is because so if I want to go back to my previous if I want to go back to my previous page, I have to come here and click on back. But the goal is I want to still have my previous page, but I want the website I want to move to, I want it to open on a new browser so that I can have my previous page that I'm surfing available. So for me to be able to do that, I will come here and I'll put something like target. I'll say target open on a new browser. So that will be underscore blank. So if I come here and I click on Jumia again, you can see it's going to open on what? It's going to open on a new tab. Why I still have what? My document with me. Why I still have my document with me, then I still have what? Jumia what? Website. Jumia website. So you can see. So I still have this. So let's proceed. Let's proceed. Let's move on. So let me just delete this. So that's that. Then then the next one is links from one page of a web page to another part of the same web page. Let's do something here. Um, this example I'm going to show you now. Okay, let me show you. Let's do another one actually. Let's do same page and the same page link, same page link dot html. Yes, same page link dot html. So let me just delete all this. Let me remove it. I'm not deleting, I'm just removing it from here. So now, still same page link. What am I going to do here? I can do something like, yeah, I can do something like, like a logo. So let's just do something simple. Let's just do, just do H3 or H2, H2. Let's say navigation, navigation. Then we can do something like a UL and a list. We can say home, about, and li, services, services. Let's do it like this. Then if we view it on the browser, look at what we have. Okay, let's make this a link actually. Then what I'm going to do, let me cut it. So I'm going to do, I want to put a link inside of a list. So I'm going to say list, then link, then an anchor tag. So I'm going to call this home, and the same thing too. Now I'm going to call this about. Now I'm going to explain this to you, so just relax. I'm going to call this um, services. So if I save, that's what we have. Yeah, good. Navigation. Well, I call this my portfolio. Call this my portfolio. Let's see. Good, my portfolio. So this is what we have. My portfolio. This is the about. This is everything that we have here. Should I create a line break? So, okay, I think it's better like this. Then the next one I want us to do is to have something like H2. I will tell us something like, um, I'll say, okay, home, home section, home section. Then I can. So I don't want to stress myself by typing. I don't want to stress myself by thinking of words to type. I don't want to stress myself by thinking of words to type. So I'm just going to generate a dummy text. That's what they call dummy text. We are going to generate a dummy text. This one will actually help us to think of text to write, because if I'm to think of text to write now, it's going to take our time. So please, I don't want that to take our time. So what we are going to do is this. I'm going to generate a dummy text. Dummy text. It is called lorem. I'm going to generate a dummy text, and I can generate as many words that I want. I can generate 20 words, 30 words, 100 words, 500 words, 1000 words, 2000 words, as many as I desire. So I don't have to keep writing them on my own. But mind you, it is called a dummy text, so it doesn't really make any sense. You just actually help us to be able to write content on our webpage if we don't have what to write. So let me just create a dummy text now. So that dummy text is going to be a paragraph. And this is how to generate a dummy text. Please pay attention. This is how to generate a dummy text. So I'll just type lorem. So once I type lorem, then I'll now write how many words of lorem do I want to generate. So let's say I want to generate 200 words of lorem. Can you see? It's so lorem 200. You can see that the Mnet abbreviation has brought it for us. So I'll just click on it, enter. So it's going to generate 200 words for us. Look at it. Let's see it here. Can you see? So, but let me press Ctrl Z. Ctrl Z. I don't want 200 words. I want something like 600 words. So I'll just press enter. So I have 600 words. Yeah, can you see? Good, 600 words here. So I'll come then under this paragraph, then I'll do another H2 and I'll do about section. I'll do about section. Then I will also do a paragraph and I will generate 600 words to lorem 600 and I press enter. And the same thing too, I will come here H2, I'll do services section, then I'll come paragraph, do lorem 600, generate another word. So now you can see that we have a lot of words here. Hold on. So look at what we have. Home section we save. Now, this is what we have so far. Can you see it? Can you see? All of these are content. I can even add images to it. Can even add images to these services. So let me just copy. Where is it? The services. Let me copy the images that I have here. Let me just copy all of these. The images that I have here. Let me copy it. Let me come to services page. So good. So now look at what we have. So can even put something like an image or just hold on. Can do something like uh, coming. Let me use this. Let me copy the image address. Come here. Come to the about me. IMG profile. So I can come here and do height 300, width 300. So if we save, let's see what we have. Okay, cut, come in, 500. Let's see. Okay, I think this is better. This is better. So This is what we are going to do. So now that we have all of this, now, now that we have all of this, now the thing is, the reason why I'm doing this is because you can notice that all of this, they are all in the same page. So they are all in the same page. So we did not create external web page for it, just like the way we did the other time. So we want to put it, we have to put it on the same page. So now what we now want to do is this. When I click on services, if I click on services, it should take me to, if I click on about, it should take me to this about page. If I click on services, it should take me to what? Services page. Then how can we do it? It is what? Very simple. Now the way we link, the way we do linking from one page, from one part of the same page to another part of that same page is quite different from the way we do linking from one page to another page in the website. Please take note of that. See, let me in fact overemphasize on that. The way linking is done from one part of a web page to the same to another part of the same web page. Please take note, the same web page but different parts. Just like the way we have here, it is the same web page but what? Different part. So home section part is different from about part, is different from services part, but they are still the same web page. So the way we do the linking here is different from the way we do it when it's different from the way we do it when we link from one page to another page in the same website like this, like this. Do you get it now? All these things like this. So please take note of that. So let's move on. So this is how we are going to do it. It's very simple. This is how to do it. Now, first of all, you have to hold on. Now, this is what we have. Now, this is how we are going to do it. Please pay attention. This is how we are going to do it. Now, seeing that we are linking from one part of the same of a web page to another part of the same web page, this is what we are going to do. First of all, there's an attribute that is called ID, which is called unique identifier. There's an attribute that is called ID. So I'll come here, I will give this home section an attribute of what? I'll give it an ID of what? Home, which is an attribute. Then I will come here, now I'll come to this about page. Where is it? I'll come to the H2. Then I do an ID. I will give it what? About. So this ID is unique to what? To this section. Then I'll come here and I'll also do what? ID. And I will give it what? Services. Or I'll give it service. And see, I'll give it service. So you can see that they have different ID, just like your identity card is different from my identity card. So also every section in this web page has different identity, unique identity, yeah, unique identity. So for services, it has a ID of what? Service. For about, it has an ID of what? About. Then for this, it has an ID of home. So what we are going to now do here is this. What we are going to do here is this. We are now going to link, we are going to use this href to create a relationship between these IDs. So for this home here, we are going to do what? Hashtag what? Home. So now, please pay attention. Then we also come here, we do hashtag what? About. Then we come here, we do hashtag or hash what? Services. Service. Now, notice that this home, about, and service is must be the same with the value of this ID. Must be the same with the value of this ID. It must be the same. If it is capital letter, it must be capital letter all through. If it is small letter, it must be small letter all through. So please, now what we are trying to do is this. We are saying hash home. This hash home here, this hash here is actually, it means is directed towards this ID. So what it simply means is this. I want to click on home. I want to click on this home section. So if I click on this home section, I want the href to take me to the part that has what? ID home. The same thing too for about and the same thing too for services. This is how it works. So if I save it now and I come here and let us see what we have, just watch. If I come to home, can you see it moves me to home? If I come to about, it moves me to about. If I come to services, it moves me to what? Services. So you can see that the way it is moving us from one place to another, moving us from one part to another part in the web page. But the thing is, if we are done, if we are using if we are using CSS now, for example, now if we have started using CSS, it will have been very easy for us. But let me just show you something. Let me just do an embedded HTML. I can just do smooth or scroll behavior and make it smooth. So now this one will make it smooth instead of just moving it there like that. Can you see? Now watch. Can you see smoothly? It's taking it smoothly. Then yeah, so smoothly. Can you see it? Those things. So I was able to do that using what? Style. So you can see that this style sheet, this is a style, this is CSS style. This is an embedded style that is inside of what? HTML. So you don't need to know this, you don't need to work yourself around it. Don't worry, next week we are moving full-fledged into what? CSS. So get ready for CSS. But the only time your readiness will be dependent on how much you are well acquainted with what? HTML. So use this week to get yourself acquainted with HTML. So the video of yesterday and the video of today and the video of tomorrow. So you have Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday to watch the video, learn the video, learn everything that is in there that you have that will be taught, and then whatever question that you have throughout Thursday to Sunday, let me know. Let us tackle it because when we move to CSS, nobody. So I don't want anybody to draw me back to HTML. Please, we are moving. We are making progress. We don't want to go back. So all right, thank you very much for your understanding. Okay, I think we are done with links now. We are done with links and we still have time for us to move to what? Table and what? Forms. Table and forms. So, you know what? I want us to, we are done with the link page. We are done with the link part. So, let us proceed to table. Let's proceed to table. Let's proceed to table. So, I'm going to come here and I'm going to create a table element. So I'm going to create a table file and I'll call it table.html. Table.html. Then I create my brawler plate. So and do table HTML. Table HTML. Then let us explain. So let's start with HTML table. So let us look at it. What is HTML table tag? So HTML table tag is used to display data. It's used to display information in a tabular form, and such as row and column. It is used to display data in tabular form, such as row and column. So there can be many columns in a row. There can be many columns in a row. So we can create a table to display data in a tabular form using what? Table element with the help of tr, td, and th element. So in each table, table row is defined by tr tag. Table header is defined by th, and table data is defined by TD. I repeat that. In each table, table row is defined by tr, that's tr tag. Then table header is defined by th tag, and table data is defined by td tags. So let me show you an example of table. Let me show you how table looks like. So let me just come out from this part here. I think I'm done with this. Let me show you how table looks like. Come, let me show you. I say table HTML. Let me show you how it looks like. This is how table looks like. This one is even with I think this one is even with CSS. This is how table looks like. This one. You can see different types of table. Can you see? Even this one too. You can see different types of table. So all these ones here. Now I can see this. So this number, full name, position, and salary. All of these they are called table header. They are called table header. Why this 1, 2, 3, 4, Bill Gates, Steve Jobs, and all those things like that, they are all called what? Table data. They are called table data. Then the entirety of this table is what is done using table element. Then each row is done by table row. So each row here, now you can see contain this first row is called table row. This first row contains the table header. This second row contain the table data. This third row contain table data. This fourth row contain table data. This fifth row also contain what? Table data. So we have how many rows in it? We have how many rows? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So now in this example, in this definition that says we can create a table to display data in a tabular form using table elements with the help of table row, table data, and header. Now, in each table row is defined by what? TR. So if we come here, so this is a table row, TR. We have how many table rows? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5 table rows. One, two, three. So all of these they are rows. Then afterwards, then we have what? Table header is defined by th. So in one of the table row, there's what? A table header. So this first one here is a table row. Then inside of the table row, we have what? Table header. Then the next table rows, we have table data where we pass in the data. So I don't think this one is something that should be difficult for us. I don't think this one is something that should be difficult for us. So if you look at all this, so table defines a table, table tag defines a table, tr tag defines a role in a table, th defines a header cell in a table, td defines a cell in a table. So caption, it defines the table caption. Code group, it specifies a group of one or more columns. So all of this will look at that in detail. So let us proceed to our. So let's say for example we want to create a table. So first of all we must know the kind of data that we want to create, or the kind of data that we want to put in the tabular form. So we are going to use this as an example. This one here, we are going to take this as an example. So this is what we are going to do. So say okay, for us to be able to define a table, we need what? A table element. To define a table, we need what? Table element. Is very, very important. To define a table, we need what? Table element. So we say okay, to define a table element is what we need. Can you see? Then this is the table container now. This is the table element. So now we have defined a table. So the next thing we want to do is there are other supporting elements that helps us to be able to define a table. Sub elements like table row, that's tr, th, that's table data cell, then td, that's the cell, the data. So this is what we're going to do. So let's say for example, how many rows do we have here? We have how many t rows do we have here? We have how many table rows do we have here? We have like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. We have 5. So let's start. So we say tr. So inside of tr, this is the first table row now. This is the first table row. So the first table row is occupied by table data. It's occupied by table data. How many table data? Sorry, it's occupied by table headers. How many table headers do we have? One, two, three, and what? Four. So we'll come here, then we'll say what? Table head one. So we put the number num as the content of the table head. Then we'll do another one, table head. Then I think the next one is full name. So we'll say full what? Name. Then the next one is position. Then the next one I think is salary. So I'll say th then salary. So you can see that in the table, you can see that we define a table. Then for the first row, we define tr. Then inside of the tr, we have four table datas. Then four table headers, sorry. Then we'll now define another row. Then we'll say tr. Inside of tr, we need what? A table data. So the first table data will be what? One. So it means that this first table data is in line with this first table header. Then the next one, the second table data, will be in line with the what? Second table header. So we have what? The gate, another table data. So say table data enter, founder, founder Microsoft, founder Microsoft, then TD, let's do $1,000. Then that's for the first table, that's the second table row. Then the third table row, we'll do another TD. The serial number will be 2 TD. The name here will be Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs. Steve Jobs. Another one, TD. Founder Apple. Let's just give a generic salary here. Let's just do $5,000. Then TR again. TD do 3. TD Larry Page. Larry Page. Larry Page. TD founder Google. Let's just give a generic salary 3,000 $10,000. And the last one, TR, and another TD, we'll say 4. TD, we'll say, who's the next one? Mark Zuckerberg. Mark Zuck, Mark Zucker, Zuck, Mark Zuckerberg. Zuckerberg, TD, founder, Facebook, a net worth of $4,000. So we'll save this now and let us view it on the browser. So look at what we have. This is what we have so far. This is what we have so far. Can you see? This is what we have so far. Very, very simple. Very, very simple. Very, very simple. Very, very, very simple. But even though it's not looking like this actually, because for us to be able to achieve this kind of styling, we need what? CSS. But you can see this is very, very simple. And we can even give the table. can give the table a border because you can come to the because the one we just saw now doesn't come with a border. We can give the table a border of maybe one value. Then if we check now, you can see it's now in a border. Can you see? It's now in a border. So the value of the border that you give the table will determine the thickness of the border. If I give it 5, and for instance, and if you view it here, can you see? Can you see the thickness of the border? So, so if I give it 1, so don't worry, when we start you doing CXX, there's no need for you to be doing border in the table opening tag. But this one now is like an attribute. It's not it's like it's an attribute actually. So once we start using CSS, there's no need for us to be doing it like this. So can you see? Very beautiful. So this is a table presenting a data in a tabular form in rows and in column. Can you see? So this is so we have 5 table row, and the first table row is filled with table headers while the other table rows is filled with table data. So it is very very simple. So for you to be able to create a table, for you to be able to put a data into a tabular form, you need a table element. So first of all, you need a table element. Afterwards, you need a table row. Then afterwards, you need a table header. Then feed in the table header with content. Then after, you need a table data. So it's as simple as that. You just need 4 things to be able to put data in a tabular form: table element, table row, table data, and table header. Simple 4. There are other elements that we are going to look at, but not now. Maybe when we start moving to CSS, then we'll look at other elements as well. But this is table data. This is how table works, and it is very, very, very simple. So let us move to form. Let us move to form. Let us see how form works. Let us move to form. Form. So we have like 22 minutes left. So I think we can still do justice to that. Then by next week, next week by tomorrow, we'll look at other HTML elements, how to embed audio, video, how to embed Google Map on your website. We'll also look at divs and span and other semantic languages, another HTML semantic for containers. So I'm going to also look at that tomorrow by God's grace. So please, let's proceed. Um, let's look at form. So we'll see form.html. You can see that I'm creating different file for each of these topics. So form.html. I'm going to call this HTML forms. What's the meaning of forms? Let's look at it. Now, an HTML form is a section of a document. An HTML form is a section of a document which contains controls such as text field, password fields, checkbox field, radio button, submit button, and menus. An HTML form facilitates the user to enter data that is to be sent to the server for processing, such as name, email address, password, and what? Phone number. You may want to ask, why HTML forms? Why is HTML forms? Why do we need it? Now, HTML forms are required if you want to collect some data from off the site visitor. So if you have a website, for example, and you want to collect some information, you want to get some information from the visitor, then you have to create a form document so that the visitor can put in their informations. Example like name, their email address, their password, and their phone number, so that you can collect it and you can do whatever you want to do with it. So, for example, if a user wants to purchase some items on the internet, he or she must fill the form such as shipping address and credit debit card details so that items can be sent to the given address. That's a fantastic example. When you want to buy a product from Jumia, after you have selected the product and you go out to check it out to buy it, they will ask you add some informations like to put in your address, your name, where you stay, and your credit or debit card details so that they can what withdraw the money. They can withdraw the money from your card, from your account, and also come to deliver the product to you at your doorstep. So all these things, they only can happen with HTML forms. So you can see that HTML forms is also very, very, very important. HTML forms is very, very important. I'm taking my time to explain this so that you will understand how this web works. So that you understand how this web works. It is no brainer. It is simple. Just like the way we have physical paper document for forms, we also have it for website too. We also have it for web. So please, it is very, very, very simple. There's nothing difficult on it. So please, I want you to enter this journey with a mindset that I can do it, with a mindset that this thing is simple, that within 10 weeks or after within 10 weeks I should be able to do something build a fully fledged website. So please. Okay, all right, let's proceed. So let us look at the different types of form control that we have. Different types of form control, just like the way it is listed above. We have text field, we have password field, we have check boxes, we have radio button, and we have submit button. So text field is something like text field can be where you put your name, where you put your phone number. We also have text area field where you can type messages and send it. Then we also have password field. When you type your password, it doesn't give you it comes with this bullet point. Then or asterisk. Then we have checkbox. Maybe you want to check a particular thing, you can click on it. Then we have a radio button. Then we have um, what do you call it? Submit button and all that. So let's move on. Let's move on. So let us look at an example of it. If we can finish that today, let's see. If we can finish that today, let's see what. Let's see. Tomorrow we'll finish it, but it's just that tomorrow we might stay longer. We might stay longer than 2 hours. We might stay like 2 hours 30 minutes, so we can be able to finish everything about HTML. Okay. All right. Let's proceed. Now let us look at a practical example of it.
You can still join us as well.
So so let's move on. So let's look at form. So I'm just going to create a H2. See form form element. Form element. So let us look at for us to be able to declare a form. Well, let's do something like registration form. Re, registration form. Registration form. So we're going to have a form element. No, for you to be able to create a form, you need a form element. Just like the way for you to be able to create a table, you need a table element. So please, this action attribute, you don't need that for now. It's actually for back end. It's for back end people. So you don't need that for now. So just remove it. So now that we have the form. So what do we want? So let us look at a registration form. Let us look at a very simple registration form that we can create. Simple registration form. Re- registration form that we can create. Very simple registration form that we can create. Only HTML. Let's see this. So I think let's see if we can do this. So let's move on. So let's create a simple registration form. So let's say, so first of all, what do we need? We need what we call label, because if you look at this, we have full name, email, phone number, and whatever. So let us come here. Let's do full name. So we are going to use a paragraph. So we're going to full name. So under the full name, we're going to have an input field. Now here is the is okay. So here now we're going to have something like input. So we type input, then we click on this. Simple. So this input will generate an input field for us where we can type our name. So we have an input field with a type of text. That's what I was explaining the other time here. That we have a text field. So this is a text field, an input field with a text with a type of text. We also have an input field with a type of password. We have an input field with a type of email, with a type of radio, checkbox, and all of that. So this is what we have. So if we preview this on our browser now, let us see what we have. If we preview this, can you see what we have? Very simple. Almost looking exactly like this. Or instead of using what do you call it, instead of using um, paragraph, we can also use label. We can use label as well. So every input should have a label. So we can say label. So label. So I will come back to this form later. So say label full word, full name, full name. So label and input, they are inline element. Label and input are inline element. Label and input are inline element. So if I save this now, you can see that they are both inline element. You can see they are stacked side by side each other. But if I want it to come under this, if I want this input field to come under full name label, so I just have to do what? Line break. So if I do line break, let us see what we have. Can you see it? So let's do another line break. So can have two line break. Good. So I think this is nice. And then we'll do another one. So let me just copy and paste. Let me let me copy all of this, paste it here again. So this one will be email address. Email address will be, then the type will not be text. The type will be email. Type will be email. And the next one, So we save this now. Can you see? So we have to do another line break for the input field here, for this input field, so that they're good. So the reason why we are putting line break is because all of these they are what inline element. So I'm going to also put line break for this one too. Good. So I'm going to copy this now. I'm going to paste it again. If I save this, see what we have. So we have phone number, phone number. So we can leave this phone number as a text or as L. Can leave this phone number as a text or as L. You can leave it as phone number or as, let's just leave it as a text. Leave it as a text. Then we have resume, PDF or Word. Resume, PDF or resume, resume, PDF or, or Word. So I think this one will be file. It's going to be a type of file. So it's going to be a type of file. Or coming here, I think it should be file. Should be file. You can see all the things that we have here. So you see button, checkbox, color. So we can see all the types of input that we have. So now look at all the types of input that we have. Button, checkbox, color, date time, local, email, file, hidden, image, month, number, password, radio, range, reset, search, submit, tell, that's telephone, text, time, URL, and wiki. So you can see, but we are looking at file. So now this file, this input file will help we help the each input file actually helps in getting access to your file directory. So if I want to submit something now, I can just come here, I can look for something here, I can say okay. Can you see HTML dot so attribute? So if I click on submit now, it's going to submit it directly. So let me just refresh this. So this is what we have. Then the next one is position applied. Position applied. Position applied. So we are going to, so let me clear this off. So I hope you guys are following me actually. Okay, you people are following me, you're following me, you're following me. So now the reason why I have all of this, so you can see that I showed you that we have different types of input feed. We have different types of input feed, almost like 20 or 21 input feeds that we have there. And what we have done so far is what? Text field, image, email field, image type, text type, file type. We also have password type. We also have telephone type. We also have date type. We also have all kinds of types. Submit type, button type. We all have different types of input. Different types of input, and they are all called form control. Depending on the kind of information you want to get from your user, will determine the type of input that you are going to use, or the type of form control that you are going to use. Let's say if you want your user to check on multiple options, to just check on multiple options. Let's say for example, what are your genres of music, and you have list of genres of music for your user. So your user has the opportunity or the the user have the choice to make more than one choices. He has the opportunity or the liberty to make more than one choices. So that opportunity that was created was used by is a type of input that is called checkbox, that you can check more than one genre of music. Also, you can have another option whereby you can have like three options, or maybe for example, maybe you want to write an exam now, and you are writing a digital exam, and that requires that out of four options, you are only authorized to pick one. So that kind of input feed, or that type of input feed, is called what? Radio button, where you are only allowed to make one choice out of multiple radio choices, out of multiple question options. You're only asked to make what? One choice. So that type of input feed is called radio button. And there's another type of input feed that requires that you submit a file. You submit a file. That kind of input feed is called what? File. So do you understand that now? And there's another one that requires that you submit your email address. So that kind of input feed, you use a type of what? Email. Also password too. We have a type of password as well. So you can see that all these things, they are very, very simple. And I'm going to teach you them one after the other. So now, and you also have another one whereby you can have options whereby you see a drop down menu, and you are asked to select any one that you want. Let's say for example, you are visiting a website, and you will see a particular part that says country. So you are asked to click on the country that you belong to. So if you click on that country, it will bring a list of country, a drop down menu of a list of country that we have. So you just have to scroll up and look for the country that you belong to and click on it. Then it will be saved, then it will be processed and received or collected in the server. So that is that. So we are going to look at that now. So this other part here that says position applied, let me zoom it. That says okay. That says position applied. This part here that says position applied. In fact, let me save this. So can you see it? So position applied. Can you see the section that we have here? You can see this drop down menu, position applied. So if you click on it, it's going to bring out a drop down menu. So we are going to look at that now. So, and that is done by using what they call, I think, select. So this select, we have option. Select, we have option, and will be the option will be, we can say position, we can say software software developer. Another option we can say IT IT support. We have another one, let's say um, product designer. Let's do two more. So we have um, IT administrator, administrator, uh, cloud computing engineers. Yeah. So now you have all of these. Let me do the label. think this one says position applied. So just going to come here, going to do label, going to say position applied. So name, I can just do so this name now. Don't worry, we'll look at this later on when we are looking at JavaScript, but let's just give it a name. So you can say name job. So ID can give it job. Then the value. Now look at for these options here. Now if I save this now, I save this now and review this on the browser. Look at what I'm talking about here. Let me do my line break here. Line break, line break. So look at what I'm talking about. Can you see? You can see. Look at options that we have. So I'm just going to so this value here, you are going to be needing it for the back end. This value here simply means that if you type now, observe, if I click on product designer now, it will show product designer. Then how will I know from the back end that the user has clicked product designer? It is through what? This value attribute. So what I'm going to do is the same thing that I write here, that's what I'm going to write here. So I'm going to write